What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are at the end of 2022, and that can only mean one thing: another tier list video. On today's video, we're going to be ranking every single Storm, Roto Grip, and 900 Global Bowling Ball into one of 5 categories. The categories are going to be the GOAT category number 1, which is reserved for the best of the best, the bowling balls that I do not go to a tournament without. My favorite ones. There's going to be a little GOAT symbol. Once we change screens, you're going to see that those are the best of the best. The second category that you're going to see is going to be my love category. These are bowling balls that I love throwing, but they're not in the GOAT status kind of bowling balls. I don't want to put too many bowling balls into the GOAT category, so the ones that just don't make that cut are going to be in the love category. And that one's going to be signified by a little heart. Then the thumbs up or the like category are going to be bowling balls that I like. Maybe I don't throw them a whole lot to love them, or they're just not in that GOAT category. I don't dislike them. They're just in the, they're good bowling balls. Then the fourth category that we're going to see is the, I'm not really sure, and it's going to be this emoji that's going to be signified with. Those are bowling balls that either A, I haven't thrown ever, or B, I just haven't thrown them enough to really have an opinion one way or the other about. And then the fifth category, which you guys seem to love, is the hate category. These are bowling balls that I just have not matched up with. I've given them ample opportunities and I just dislike them thoroughly. All right, so we're going to turn it around here and get this tier list started. And then we're just going to go in alphabetical order because it was just the easiest way to do this. All right, so the first ball that we're going to take a look at is a pretty easy one. It's the Storm Absolute. Now, while I do have really high hopes for this bowling ball, it's just a bowling ball that I haven't thrown yet, so it's going to be in the I don't know category. The Burner Pearl, I'm pretty sure that I put this one into the like category the last time. It's a really good bowling ball. I just don't run into enough scenarios where I can warrant having it in a higher position on the list. Now, the dark code is going to be a pretty easy one for you guys. You guys know I hate that ball. I've drilled 3 of them. It's a bowling ball that I just have not matched up with. That's not to say that it's a bad ball. It's just a ball that I never ever matched up with, and for me, I hate it. I don't like it. Then the next ball that we're gonna put in the list is the Electrify Go. Now, again, same thing with the Burner Pearl. I hardly ever get into scenarios where I need a bowling ball that's that weak. It's a bowling ball that is good, sure. I don't really have a need for that kind of bowling ball in my arsenal. And then the Electrify Pearl, had I thrown it, I'm sure it would go into the light category. But because I've never drilled one, it's in the I don't know category. Exotic Gem, man, I hate to do this to a ball that's brand new that I've only drilled one of, but the Exotic Gem is going to go into my hate category. Maybe it was the drilling, maybe it was the surface, maybe it's me just throwing the ball like absolute blah. It's just a ball that I do not love at all, is the Exotic Gem. Now the Fate. The Fate is a really, really weird one for me because I think this is going to end up being a GOAT ball, right? But I don't know if it's going to be a ball that's going to withstand the test of time. But for me, in my current arsenal and what I have, the Fate is going to be the first ball that I'm going to put into my GOAT category. Now, if you remember my top 5 bowling balls of 2023 or 2022 video, you're going to notice that I put the Fate in the number 3 spot. But you're going to notice that number 1 and number 2 are not going to be in the GOAT category. And the reason is because over the last couple weeks, really that Fate has really just projected itself into probably my favorite new release of 2022. And had I made that video today, the Fate would have been number 1. And the Gem, I'm going to put it into the I don't know category. I definitely like it more than the Dark Code. I like it more than the Exotic Gem. But I don't like the ball. I definitely don't love it. I don't hate it. It's in the weird I don't know category. Hustle Camo, I like it a lot. I think that it's a really good ball. I think that it's not the best hustle that we have right now. So because of that, it's going to be into my light category. because of the Hustle USA. I love the Hustle USA. It's one of those balls that's very similar to that Electrify and the Electrify Go, where it's not a ball that I'm going to go to all that often, but because it does have a stronger cover than the other Hustles, it's going to make my list as a ball that I love. Hustle Wine, never threw it, so I'm going to put it into the I don't know category. High Road, all-time great ball. It's going to be in my love category. I actually don't even have one currently drilled, but I've drilled several of them over the years, and it's always been a bowling ball that's been in my arsenal. It's always been a bowling ball that I can trust and go to every single time. Hyped Hybrid, I hate it. Again, it's the same scenario as the Electrifies. I don't have a need for balls that weak, and then even when I do, there's better options. So it's in that hate category. Hyped Pearl, again, ball that I never drilled. I should really start drilling some of those older balls. Hype Solid, love. Love the Hype Solid. To me, it is the absolute best bang for your buck bowling ball. It's a cheaper bowling ball, weaker bowling ball, but it has a stronger cover stock, and because of that, it makes it very, very usable, especially on the house shot. High Road Pearl, again, love that ball. I'm going to put it here next to the High Road. I think that High Road Pearl is just an all-time great ball, and it probably would be in the GO category for me if it wasn't for the Fate. To me, I have them in similar spots in my bag, but because the Fate has a stronger cover, and I spin the ball a little bit more, that's why it's going to be into that love category. Idol Cosmos, another ball I love. One of the few balls I've ever shot 300 with right out of the box. Very good control piece. It's something that I really, really love. Infinite Physics is going to be into the like category. The best way that I can explain the ball motion that the physics gives me, it reminds me a lot of a IQ Tour Solid, but amplified, stronger. So because of that, it's going to be into my like category. I don't really love the Infinite Physics, but I definitely don't dislike it. And then same thing with the, actually not the same, yeah, same thing with the Night Road. It's in the similar spot in my bag as the High Road Pearl, and the Fate. And it's just going to be the fourth one. And I'm never going to get into a situation where I'm going to need the Night Road over the High Road Pearl, over the Fate. But again, it's not a ball that I dislike. I think it's a really good ball. It's just a lot of overlap there. Nova, I think I'm going to end up putting it in my I don't know category. At the very beginning, I loved the Nova. And then as more and more balls came out, it started to push it a little bit lower down the list, a little bit lower down the list, a little bit lower down the list. So because of that, it's not a ball that I'm going to go to all that often. Again, I don't hate it. I just don't really like it. Phase 2, easiest one so far, the GO category. It's a ball that it's always going to be in my arsenal as long as it's available for us to order. As long as it's a ball that's still being manufactured, it's always going to be in my arsenal, especially my tournament arsenal. Now, the Phase 5, oh man, the Phase 5. When I made my top 3 or my top 5 balls of 2022, the Phase 5 was number 1. And just over the next couple weeks, it's not going to be in the GO category. I'm actually going to make a change here. I'm actually going to put the Phase 5 into the love category, and I'm actually going to move the Idol Cosmos to the like category. Yeah. Pitch Black would have been higher. It was definitely higher in the last list, but now because of another urethane ball, it's going to be in my I don't know category. Proton Physics, in my opinion, is the best asymmetrical solid that we have, and it's going to be into that love category. It's a pretty close matchup between the Proton Physics and the Reality as far as which bowling ball I'm going to go to on the fresh when I need an asymmetrical solid that strong. IQ Tour, favorite ball of all time, so it's going to be in the GO category no matter what. Reality Check, I like it, but again, kind of like I like it more than the Nova, and that's why it's going to be a little bit higher on the list. But it's just a ball that I never get to it. If that makes any sense. Reality, again, same spot as that that Proton Physics, so it's going to be in that love category. The biggest difference that I'm seeing between the Proton Physics and the Reality is that the Reality wants to shape a little bit more down lane, whereas the Proton Physics wants to be a little bit earlier, a little bit smoother, a little bit rounder, and those are basically my two favorite asymmetrical solids. The Revenant is going to be in my I don't know category because as of the time of recording this video, I have not drilled the Revenant or the Absolute. Maybe these bowling balls would be a little bit higher on the list, maybe a little bit lower on the list, but I just haven't drilled them yet. They have not been delivered to my house, so because of that, they're going to be in the I don't know category. But I do have really high hopes for the Revenant, and I hope that Luis from the future looks back on this video and puts it in the GOAT category. RSTX2, I like it. You know, I like the RSTX2 a lot, but kind of like the Night Road, it's in a very similar spot as the Fate, and then the Fate is just far superior for me. So I like the RSTX2. I don't love it. I don't hate it. X3, same thing. Actually, I like the RSTX3 more than the Reality Check. So I'm going to actually drop the Reality Check down to the I don't know category and keep the RSTX3 in the like category. For a while there, it was like my absolute go-to ball, game 4 of League, when I needed something a little bit stronger, when I had to really get left and create those angles. UC3, I haven't drilled one in a while, so I'm just going to put, or I haven't thrown one in a while, I'm just going to put it into the like category. Yeah. The next one is the Sunstorm, the limited edition. I like the Sunstorm. If it wasn't limited edition, it would probably go into the love category. But the fact that it's so limited, so hard to find, and they're so expensive now is the reason why it's going to be in the like category. Supernova, I don't know. I think it's an unbelievable bowling ball. I think that given the if we didn't have a proton physics and a reality, I think the Nova would have been into that love category. The Supernova would have been into that love category. I just don't have a need for 3 huge asymmetrical solids, especially when the other 2 are just really, really good bowling balls. Tropical Surge, again, same as last time. I have not drilled one yet. I really want to, just to see where it would land on that list. The Wolverine Dark Moss is another ball that I just hate. Do not match up with it again. I think it's, you know, I am on 900 Global staff, but I am allowed to throw Storm, Roto Grip, and 900 Global. And I'm always honest with you guys, you know that. So for me, like the Fate would be number 1. High Road Pearl be like that number 2, 3 area. RSTX3, Night Road, all those bowling balls would be ahead of the Wolverine Dark Moss. So because of that, and then I suspect that the Revenant is also going to be, if the Revenant is anywhere near close to what the Spectre was, it's just going to be above that Dark Moss as well. The Zen Soul, I like the Zen Soul a lot. I think the big issue with the Zen Soul for me is that it's too similar to a Phase 2, but I would still prefer to throw the Phase 2. So because of that, the Zen Soul is going to be into my like category, but just know that this ball could have very easily been into the love category. The Zen, pretty easy one for me here. It's in the GOAT category. I think that these 3 bowling balls, the Phase 2, the IQ Tour, and the Zen, are going to be balls that are going to be around for a very long time. I don't know how long the Fate is going to be in the lineup, but I know that right now it's one of my all-time favorite bowling balls. And then the last ball, and certainly not least on this list, is going to be the 900 Global Zen U. And before the Zen U came out, the Pitch Black was my favorite urethane ball. And then because of the Zen U, the Pitch Black is kind of dropping down on that list. And my number 1, and now it's my favorite urethane ball, which is going to go into my love category. I love the Zen U. This list is probably going to be different from the last list I made, different from the list I made before that. Now, I don't go back and look at that video and see where I put everything. I put this list together on the fly, one take, just to see where my mind is right now. And this is always ever changing. If one of these bowling balls is in a different spot in my list than it is on your list, hey, that's okay. This is just an opinion video, and I hope that we don't argue too much about it in the comment section. Let me know in the comments what balls you think should have been higher, maybe should have been lower, why not, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for an unbelievable 2022. And 2023, I believe, is going to be a big year for us. Click right here to watch another one of my videos. Click right here to subscribe. Till next time.